Now, according to Dr. Seuss, the more you read, the more things you will know. The more you learn, the more places you will go. Well, surely there is no greater service that we can offer our children here than to raise them with a reading habit. So now, I'd like to invite RT Junior presenter and talented storyteller herself, Emma O'Driscoll, along with Owen Blee, Deputy Chairman of Specsavers Ireland, to present the Specsavers Children's Book of the Year Junior Category Award.
Hi everyone, I'm absolutely delighted to be asked to present this award this evening. Working with children in Young People's Television myself for the past 9 years has allowed me to develop a new awareness of what's important to a child and to include them as individuals in their own right. Children are young people with their own perspective on the world, seeing things from their own viewpoint. They look upon the world with a feeling of optimism, wonder, and magic, sometimes getting lost in stories about fairies and dinosaurs, but they also identify with stories that are current and important to them at their age and stage of development. Now, although we have romantic notions of a pretty approach to childhood, all the mammies and daddies out there will know that the stories their children love the most, the stories that their children ask to be read to night after night after night, usually involve things like runny noses, tangled hair, crayons on the wallpaper, and you've guessed it, the dreaded potty training. Now, if there is one thing that symbolises children's writing to me, one line, that would be once upon a time. So with that, I've put the following few words together. Once upon a time, a child did dream of what they would grow up to be. I'd like to write stories for children and be an author, you see. Inspired by stories like When You Were Born and How Cuchulainn got his name, The Brave Beast and A Kiss Like This, and How No Two Books Are the Same. I'll remember how the world looks and the fun that's around every bend. I'll remember the pain when I cut my knee and how quickly I can make a new friend. I'll never forget what it feels like to be young at heart and free. The only thing I need to do now is remember to always be me. When writing for a young person, an author almost steps inside a time machine and is catapulted back to the time when they were 8 or 9 years old, to remember what it was like, what the world looked like, and how it felt. And this is a skill in itself. So without further ado, the nominees for Specsavers Children Book of the Year Junior Category Award are
How Cuchulainn Got His Name, Anne Carroll, illustrated by Derry Dillon, Poolbeg Press. The Brave Beast, Chris Judge, Anderson Press. A Kiss Like This, Mary Murphy, Walker Books. And When You Were Born, Benji Bennett, Adams Printing Press.
And the winner is Benji Bennett for When You Were Born. Congratulations.
I wasn't expecting this. I have been dying to get my hands on this because there is such a special place. Now it's got to go. I'm going to keep this brief because I really can't speak. But Jackie, I love you so much. The book was inspired by a little chat under the stars with Robbie. And all I'm trying to do is to make sure the parents have a lovely moment with their children at the end of each day, and that's what I'm trying to do. So it's funny. When I won the award for Before You Sleep, there was one thing I forgot to say. Sorry.
Congratulations, Benji Bennett, winner of the Specsavers Children's Book of the Year Award, and it's
Thank
the
you.
second time you've won,
Yes.
and a very emotional night for you winning this award. Just explain to those who aren't familiar with the story of Adam why.
Well, what's inspired me to write is, I'm very emotional, so I'll try and get through it, but what's inspired me to write was we lost Adam 6 years ago, very, very suddenly, to an undiagnosed brain tumour. So it was 1 minute he was here and next minute he was gone. We were lucky in a lot of ways that we didn't go through any treatment or illness or sickness. But instantly after that, I just had this within minutes of us losing him, I had this overwhelming need to kind of encourage and help parents to just express their love for their children before they go to sleep every night. Mm-hmm. That was such an overwhelming kind of need. So that's when I started writing. Now, I wrote it, Before You Sleep was the first one, and that amazingly won. And that was
an award back in 2009.
Yeah, that was unbelievable. And then I brought Adam on his little adventures, and it's always a nice little message at the end of it, and it's always I love you at the end of the story. And that's all I'm trying to do, is to create that under the duvet moment of a kiss and a cuddle, because it erases everything of the shouting and screaming from the day. It's like, don't worry about that. You know I love you, and there's your kiss, and everything's fine, because we all scream and shout at the kids during the day.
So does it help you? Does it help ease the pain of the loss?
The pain, as time goes on, you learn to cope with it better. So your emotions are, they do, get out of control every now and then. And it's often you have this wonderful moment of happiness is immediately not hit by sadness, but it's immediate brought down to an emotion then. So you could be, oh, isn't this beautiful? And then it's like, it's more of a celestial kind of feeling about the moment that you're in. And it's quite special in a funny, odd kind of way, because you just feel Adam's really close to you at those moments. And so to help us get over Adam, this whole journey that we've been on has been quite extraordinary and a great help.
And it's one you're continuing on. And
Yes.
what about the rest of the family? You have 3 other children.
Yeah.
And what
yeah.
ages are they now?
Harry now, well, he was 6 when we lost Adam. He's now 12, 13 next month. And then Robbie, he is 7. And mad reader, absolute mad reader, which is great. So all of the reading that I've done with him, he's just bananas. And then Molly, we were blessed with Molly after we lost Adam, she's just gone 5. And to be honest with you, we look at what we have, not what we've lost. Because even though Adam isn't here, we had him, and we look at what we had and what we still have. And I think that's a little state of mind that really helps us through each day of life. Life is still a lot to offer, and it can be wonderful if you just look at what you have.
Sure, and you just don't write, the books, Benji. You do the whole kit and caboodle.
Yeah. Thanks for that, because it's kind of it's crazy.
You publish them.
I write, I publish, do all the financing. On the phone, trying to get whatever TV or radio or whatever it is. So, and but the media have been so good to me as well, because. There is that need of and that message there that I'm trying to get across, So it's hard work and it's scary at times when you're kind of going, Jesus, you know, the mortgage is coming up and we haven't sold enough books, and then you start panicking. But it's been amazing. It's been amazing, and you know, obviously we change it all if we could, if Adam was here. Sure. But in where we are now, it's been quite extraordinary.
And the work will continue, I take it, in Adam's memory.
Yeah.
That you'll persist with. Yeah. What you've done successfully so far.
There's so many things I want to do, and it's just to create magical moments for families, and you know, because children are so open to everything, and they're so influenced by, you know, goodness and badness as well. And I'm just trying to really get a little bit more of those emotional moments where, you know, hopefully there'll be Adam's memory be a little bit more happiness and good in the world, and lots more hugs and kisses, which I'm always going on about. So it's been amazing. It's been really amazing.
Congratulations, Benji Bennett. You're the winner of the Specsavers Children's Book of the Year Award, junior category, and keep up the hard work.
I'll keep lashing away.
Well
loads
done.
to do.
Well
loads
done.
to do.
Well done, Benji.